Welcome to the Sophia Chang Show. If I sound a little echoey, it's because I'm in the tub right now, which is where I do my best thinking and my best communicating. I actually record a lot of video messages to my friends, my all female, thank you very much. A friend and I used to actually record back and forth to each other. Like she'd have bubbles going on. I've just got Epsom salt. This is very zen. I feel like I should record more of these, like Sophia from the tub. That'll be my spin-off podcast. What do you put in the tub? I used to put essential oils, but it gives me I started getting rashes on my neck from where the water line hits my neck. So I've been a digital minimalist for maybe over a year now, which I think is the most pretentious thing anyone could possibly say in this day and age. I pretty much only interact on Goodreads because I am a huge nerd. And I also cleaned up my phone. There are I would show you guys if that wasn't so private, but there are 2 boxes left on my iPhone, and I've taken screenshots and sent them to my friends, and they're like, what apps, what iPhone, what is this, what am I looking at? Like there's literally just a photo of some meme that one of my friends, shout out Laura, who sent it to me when I was going through chemo. She has been my chemo buddy too, so she knows how freaking tough it is. And so she sent me a little thing, and so that's my background screen, and it's this it's something from Parks and Recs, which I don't watch, but I hear is hilariously amazing. And yeah, everything is pushed under basically 2 tabs, like entertainment, where I have my my Overdrive and my Audible, so I listen to my audiobooks. I exclusively listen to only audiobooks now because when I went blind and got my vision back, it never fully came back, which kind of sucks when you're a writer and that is like the thing you love the most in life. But, that's okay. These days, there are ways around it. You can blow things up really big so that I can read the writing, and I wear blue blockers the second the sun sets, and I just dripped water into my Epsom salty water into my eye. That's just fantastic. And that's recording on location, ladies and gentlemen. Why you ask, am I waving my hands in front of my face while in a salty tub? Because I grew up with Italians in New York, okay? I talk with my hands. Somebody once asked me this. Somebody was actually watching me in a video. I used to have this vlog. I completely forgot about this. It was like very short-lived, called Boba for Life, where me and this other Chinese girl, we just drank boba and we talked about books, and it was just... is that not like the perfect life? Just boba and books. I'm even part of a group on Goodreads called Books and Boba. Like, clearly this is something all Asians are into, books and boba. Okay, this is just, it's so good. It's so good. And we came up with it first, so yeah, don't try to steal it, white people. I know how much you love to co-opt everything. I need like an appropriation shield. Just an appropriation shield. No, Becky, no, back off. The only Becky that I know is like so goddamn nice. So I actually have to switch off Becky. I've decided to use Tania because I have never met like a cool Tania. Go Tanya Harding, come on. God, I love recording in the tub. There's no filter, I'm nudie. It's just whatever, man. I just let it all hang out. All of my unpopular opinions, all of my old vestiges of my accent. But anyway, somebody was watching my vlog and she was just like, Sophia, are you Italian? Somebody else once asked if I was Scottish because I was so angry that you could hear it in my voice, which I thought was like the funniest thing on earth to say. I was like, is that it? are you insulting me? Like I got angry, but I also felt a lot of pride when he said that. Angry Asian girl loves books and boba. Let's go for some C's here. My name is Chang. I'm not going to start rapping. I'm actually not a bad extemporaneous rapper, lyricist, singer when it's not like 11 at night and I'm soaking in the tub. So anyway, this is not what you came on here to hear, is the ramblings, but because I am now hurtling towards middle age, like I can see it in the near distance, not even the far distance, not even the mid distance where you stare, like it's right there on the horizon. I see it. So I think I'm allowed to start rambling, but let's get to what you actually wanted to know. What did I learn about this year being a digital minimalist? Same things that I've always known, is that you don't really get a lot of friends. You don't have a lot of friends when you refuse to play on the webs. And it's cool, and then you're surprised at how lazy the friends that you do have really are. Like I'll say, okay, I don't do text because that's mostly due to the vision. It's like reading a lot of text is just very disrespectful of my disability. And I'll straight up just say, like, I really can't, like, TLDR, dude, I just cannot see what you wrote because you just went on and on. And, if you're really a good friend and this is your first infraction, of course, I will have Siri read it out loud to me. But that gets old, not to mention that her reading voice is very strange inflection. So, yeah, I know, I'm Siri. You guys didn't know that, right? And so one thing you learn is how lazy your friends are. When you tell them, I don't text me, I'm also not going to be glued to my phone. There are three things. I have 3 apps installed, which is a lot more than needs to be there on my minimal phone, that allow you to talk to me using either audio and or visual methods. So there really is no reason for a friend to insist on trying to have a text conversation. I'm thinking of one person in particular. So that's the greatest thing about having a podcast, is that you can complain about your friends, your fake friends, and they will never know because they don't actually listen, because they're not really your friends. Life is really sad, but hey, this is the stark truth. And I think getting old is awesome. Like you start to be able to say these things out loud that for some reason, I don't know, the little kids don't talk about. The little kids are really into online friends being real friends, which is really terrifying to me, because I actually remember when real friends were real friends. But I digress. What's so strange too is I recently took a look at my statistics on Spotify. As Spotify is really, most of my listeners are on Apple, so I take this with a grain of salt, but for some reason, the majority of my listeners on Spotify are all younger than me. They're all like little millennials, not like my kind of like aging, angry millennial. They're like the young millennial, they're Zoomers. And then I've got a couple of like way older, which I'm like, props, dude, because that's actually my friend group. My friends, my really, really like straight up honest, we can say anything to each other friends are all 50 and up. And I'm really not surprised. This is probably why I'm so cranky. That's probably what my soul actually is. My own peeps, they could give a shit about me. Nobody's listening. Nobody in my age group is actually listening to me. Old millennials, young Gen Xers, probably because they have like kids or whatever stupid decision you decided to make with your life. But yeah, there's a lot of young people who listen on Spotify, which is so bizarre because all I do is rail on the younger generation. So I'm not sure if this is their they're like kind of masochistic, like listen fap, where they're just like, yeah, keep telling me how bad I am. Like, so I don't know what's going on with that, but hi children. Thanks for listening to me complain about you. So that's the number one thing that I already knew, but it still drives me nuts every time when you become a digital minimalist, is that you pretty much don't participate in society anymore. The flip side, the positive to that, is that your mental health is so good. I've long talked about how going off Instagram cut the majority of my suicidal thoughts, and then stopping Christianity got rid of the rest of the suicidal thoughts. So that helped my life tremendously, those two changes. I have now been in the tub so long that I had to get out to pee and then get back in and refill the hot water. You know how like you run out and it's like freezing and you're sitting there like your nips all hard and you're just like, this is not even comfortable anymore. I hope you've enjoyed this truly intimate. This isn't actually the most intimate, right? I think during Sex Month, when I was talking about hitting the A spot, I mean, that's kind of the equivalent of sticking like a cervical cam up for everybody. If you're still listening, you are clearly my best friend. I think he's the only one who actually listens to all of my episodes all the way through to the end, even the ads. I just want to thank you so much for listening to the Sophia Chang Show, whether this is your first episode, which is a fantastic episode to start on, by the way, or you've been listening since day one in 2018. Without you, I would just be speaking into an empty room, which is really weird. You can help me out by passing this on to your friends, leaving a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen. I'm all over the place. I just want to thank you for listening.